Sam Altman recently took to Twitter to boast about his newest AI tool for creative writing, which had produced a 1,000-word metafictional literary short story on AI and grief. The result is not interesting. It is not worth your time. It is full of those literary devices like metaphor, milky sentence structure, and more metaphor. It's a story that desperately contends with the idea of story and authorship, or at least it pretends to. If you haven't already read it, you might be curious to go onto Twitter and find it for yourself. Please don't. You deserve better. You deserve to be written to with intent, and you also deserve not to go onto Twitter. Large language models have arrived, and they don't particularly care about making our lives richer. These are immensely powerful tools, and who controls them matters. Altman has now pointed this thing at creative writing and told it to go ham. But hopefully you've heard that adage going around: why should I be bothered to read something which you could not be bothered to write? Why is authorship so important? Why does it matter how these words came about? Isn't it all fluff that anyone can put together? Stringing thoughts into keystrokes, into sentences, into something inspiring, or something wise, or something sad? The fact is that you can log into any one of the AI tools right now and ask it to produce something literary and sad, inspiring or wise, and it will probably be damn well effective. We all know that the best artists steal, and if there's one thing that these LLMs have to steal, it's near enough everything we have ever written and put down into the public sphere. But what this beast steals is data, phrases, and sentences in the context of other data, phrases, and sentences, and strings it all along together into something resembling complex and original thought. When I steal, and I bloody well do, I steal the same things. I steal sentences from pages. Bytes from a film or a game go unaltered into a silly YouTube video, just strung together differently. But what makes that stringing different from an AI's? What makes it important? If not to you, to me. Well, it's me. Writers are generally told to write what you know. Sometimes that means you shouldn't write about New Yorkers living in New York if you are from England and have never been to New York. Fair enough. But what this advice reveals is that all creative writing is stuff we already know. What we actually know. That's lived experience. You have that in spades. When OpenAI writes about grief, it has never felt it. It doesn't even know about it. It knows the digital context around grief you have expressed as such, and it is just an algorithm that can repurpose that language into something resembling real expressions of grief. This Sam Altman tweet will be a footnote in the history of AI and even less relevant in the news cycle by the time this video rolls around. This has been happening for a long time, and it's only going to get more prevalent.
Meanwhile, the clouds are white and the sky is all blue. Why so much God? Why not a little for men?
All an AI story can give you is access. It can access all language from its training data and probably the live internet, and pull together combinations of ideas that look good. They might even feel good to the reader. That's as far as the procedure can go. It takes our shared reservoir of stories and matches the words together into the most likely story, without intention and without experience. When a human author writes a story, what the reader is given is process. When you read an authored story, you digest the lived experiences of that author. It is perspective, one that leans on others. It may reveal things about your own experiences that you have never realised. Writing isn't easy because it costs the author something. This video has quoted Clarence Lispector's 1977 novel, Hour of the Star. The book opens with the perspective of the narrator, the persona of the writer. This narrator spends a long time lamenting what it means to write a story. The interjections throughout the novel reveal a cost paid to make anything creative.
As long as I have questions and no answers, I'll keep on writing. How do you start at the beginning if things happen before they happen? If before the prehistory there were already the apocalyptic monsters. If this story doesn't exist now, it will. Thinking is an act, feeling is a fact. Put the two together. I am the one writing what I am writing.
You can write something better and more important than the most sophisticated AI tool ever will. For the same reasons, you can make better art and music than AI ever will. Because it's all craft, and every creative thing you have ever attended to, good or bad, has been the expression of that lived process. We all process those experiences. Our lives contain love, joy, grief, suffering, and everything in between. No AI tool can ever experience those things, so it has nothing to process. It doesn't offer a new perspective, but you know who does offer a new perspective? You. No matter your skill, no matter how limited you think that experience or perspective is, express it somehow. You don't know how, but what hits that page might someday resonate with someone else who recognizes the same lived experience. When you recognize that the story has a person behind it, asking, do you recognize this? Do you feel the way I do? You realize that we'll never need AI to create art for us. But more will come. It is possible that half of the interactions you have with strangers on the public internet are not real. It might be the case that much of the music on Spotify playlists already comes from AI artists. There's not enough time in a human lifetime to read or watch or listen to everything. So choose carefully. Consume something that costs someone something to make. Why not a little for men?